Tropical forests and other important natural ecosystems are being cleared to produce commodities such as beef, soy, palm oil, and cocoa. As a result, companies exporting or importing those commodities, as well as countries importing them, are exposed to deforestation via their supply chains. But how do we estimate the extent of these links to deforestation? This video explains how Trase calculates deforestation exposure. It's a science-based measure of the exposure of each supply chain actor, like a trading company or an importing country, to deforestation from commodity production based on patterns in where they are sourcing from. It's an indication of how much deforestation they are associated with because of where they buy from. Two main steps to calculate deforestation exposure. Let's take Brazilian soy produced in 2020 as an example. First, we overlap soy crop maps with deforestation polygons or deforestation maps. Both kinds of information may be sourced from public data or from our partner organizations. This tells us the total area of soy cultivation in 2020, which took place on recently deforested land. This is what we call soy deforestation. Recently deforested land is identified by looking at the clearance of any type of natural vegetation in the 5 years before the crop cultivation. This is called the allocation period. So in this example, clearance in the years 2015 to 2019 are directly linked to soy production in 2020. This 5-year period allocation is chosen because of the typical period it takes for a deforested area to become soy. Different allocation periods are used for different commodities. So now we have a measure of how much of the soy production in 2020 in a given municipality was linked to recent deforestation. Let's imagine it's 50 hectares in this case. We then calculate the deforestation exposure of each supply chain actor by proportionally allocating the 50 hectares among them based on the sourcing patterns in 2020. For example, let's say there are two companies sourcing from this municipality, exporting company A, which was responsible for sourcing 80% of all the soy in that municipality, and exporting company B, which was responsible for 20%. Then the deforestation exposure of company A would be 80% of the total 50 hectares that we have identified of soy deforestation. In other words, 40 hectares. And companies B deforestation exposure would be the remaining 10 hectares. We then apply this logic for all the municipalities, and we make a similar allocation for importing countries. Based on their sourcing patterns for a given year, we can calculate an importing country's exposure to deforestation in each region of production or a country of production as a whole. In some cases, we can also calculate the deforestation exposure for commodity production which supplies the domestic market. You may be wondering how we link traders or importing countries to a specific percentage of commodity production from a region. These proportions are based on Trase supply chain mapping datasets. You can find out more about this in the video, How Does Trase Map Supply Chains? And to find out more about Trase, watch our videos, join our mailing list, or visit our website.